Yo, what's going on, party people? Listen, this is not a drill. We are live, so tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. Do me a favor, hit that like button. That lets everybody know that we're live. I'm here for a good time, not a long time tonight. Just want to have a quick conversation with you guys. You see the title? Why don't you like or think you don't like niche fragrances? Let's talk about it. While you listen to the soulful sounds of the Memphis Mass Marching Band. All you got to do is say yes, man. It ain't really that difficult. As you're coming in, hit that like button for me. Let me know. Drop a 1 if you can hear me, and then let me know what your sin of the day is, and let me know where you're watching from. Let's go. What's going on, East Central? I see you. What's popping? We on a totally different podcast. Well, so let's change this. What's going on, Joel? Let's make sure we get this right. Get this color situated. Let's get this color situated. What's going on, Leia? Appreciate you, man. I hope y'all had a good day today, man. I hope y'all had a good day today, yo. How was your day, yo? How was your day? Okay, we got ones everywhere. We got ones everywhere. We got ones everywhere. We got ones everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I played some Alcorn State again for Gems. Tiger, you should have been got that shirt. Let me check on that for you. Yeah, one of the people that work with me, they should have been sent that out. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message on IG Fam Day, but you should have been got that because everybody else got their stuff. But I definitely appreciate you letting me know. What's going on, Larry? Larry got that la-di-da. How you like it? Oh, Spence is live right now. My bad, Spence. I'm sorry. Look, Joel, I appreciate you multitasking. I appreciate you multitasking. Yeah, fam, all is well. Ohio, sin of the day, Electimus, Sylvanus. That's that splat. I just made that up on the spot. But nah, Tiger definitely hit me. Yeah, because I need to check on that. Everybody's stuff should have been sent out. One thing about me, I'm not holding no product for nobody. But y'all do me a favor, man. As you're coming in, hit that like button. That lets everybody know that we're live. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Fat Boy Finesse is live again. Let go. Let go. Quick conversation tonight. Quick conversation tonight. Actually, I don't want to hear this no more. I'd rather play something else. Yeah, they getting on my nerves. They getting on my nerves, yo. They getting on my nerves. Let's keep it soulful. That was a little bit too crunk. All right, it's like Ray from Mason Azrael a little bit. Okay, all right. What's going on, Trey Porter? Nomad, what's popping? I see you. Yeah, man, as you're coming in, drop a 1 if you can hear me. Drop a 1 if you can hear me, and then drop your sin of the day and let me know where you're watching from. We're going to go ahead and get started in about 30 seconds. Larry says that la-di-da. Yo, everybody keep telling me to put my nose on it, but I haven't gotten it yet. So we'll see what is popping. I might get it. I might not. Tell you one thing. I don't like this color. It's about to take me out of here. What's going on, Memp? What's going on, Memp? Y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm doing crazy stuff live right now. My bad. My bad. Sin of the day, Sharaf the club. Okay, bet. Okay, bet. Bet. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Let's change this to black. And let's change this to black as well. Yeah, man, like I said, we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Time and sense. Sin of the day, Mancera Instant Crush, my first niche. Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Sin of the day, Nitro White. You don't need it if you have Nitro Elixir. Got it. California Bay Area, Sin of the day, 1 million lucky. Absolutely, man. Hey, like I said, I know I typically don't go live on Wednesday, so I know a lot of people is probably like, what's going on? You know, but yeah, we're gonna have a conversation tonight. You know, I want to know from y'all, like, you know, why don't y'all, and maybe I'm not talking to you, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, yeah, man, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So as you're coming in, continue to hit that like button. And yeah, let's get into it. The views and the opinions expressed in this program are those of my own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities I represent or collaborate with. I love fragrance. There will be no clone slander, designer slander, or niche slander. Like what you like, love what you love. Most importantly, don't take my word for it. Get your own nose on it.
You are now listening to the Take Notes podcast with yours truly, Fat Boy Finesse, exploring every note one take at a time. We talk about all things fragrance, the community, and the industry. So if that's your type of vibe, then you're in the right place. Party people, Fat Boy family, you know what to do.
Relax and take notes.
Hey man, party people, Fat Boy family. I hope you guys are well. I hope you are all doing well. Yeah, let's do that right there. I hope you guys are all doing well, man. I appreciate you as you're coming in. Feel free, hit that like button. It does not cost you anything. That lets everybody know that we're live. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to share. If you want to share it to Facebook, share it to LinkedIn. If you're on your phone, you can take a picture of the screen and share it to Instagram and tag the link. Put it in your story. Nonetheless, man, I appreciate you guys coming in. I see everybody in the chat. We're here for a good time tonight, not a long time. I just want to have a maybe brief, but a very contextual conversation. So yeah, I'm gonna just go through the chat real quick. See who else we got in here. We got that Samaya Sharaf. Okay, I think I saw that already. Got that Arabiat Prestige, that Cold Opulence. Whole 5 in, man. That's what's good. All right. I see you guys. Fragrance Royal Tobacco Coat. Joint is absolutely amazing. That's what's up, Trey. That's what's up. Sin of the day, Polo 67, EDP, fire. Rock Boy T, what's going on? Sin of the day, Angel Share on the rocks. That aldehydic. Definitely some aldehyde is going on there. Deacon Chris, what's going on with you? That bond number 9 Lafayette Street. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Sin of the day, Mango Tobacco. Okay, you got on that Nazar. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, you should start calling Wednesday Walt Wednesdays. Cloudfather, I mean, it's cool. I like to brand everything, but I'm typically not live on Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? As we get into the holiday season, you guys are going to see me live a lot more because it's easier to talk about some things live than it is just actually creating the video for it. And then I can go back and chop it up later. Typically Wednesdays, it's my niche day. So this is kind of befitting. Some of you have already seen the video that I posted earlier where I was talking about, get ready to tell you what my sin of the day is. If you haven't seen that video already, what's going on, Lions Pride? I'm Waj Overture Man. Hope all is well. But yeah, so Wednesdays is not necessarily Walt Wednesdays. It was a good idea. It is a good idea, but Monday is my day. Monday and Fat Boy Friday. I am committed to make sure I put out a video every Friday for you guys. So Fat Boy Friday is definitely my day. And Mondays we try to go live. Wednesdays we try to do the niche thing. And then everything in between that, you know what I'm saying? It's just basically bonus content or whatever. But I see all you guys in the chat, man. So again, do me a favor. Continue to hit the like button. That lets people know that we're live. People will come in. They'll say, hey, I didn't know Walt was going live. You know what I'm saying? On a Wednesday. So they got some bonus content tonight. Absolutely, Tavon. All right. I have a question. Let's start right here. I have a question for you. Drop a 1 in the chat if you like niche. Drop a 2 in the chat if you don't like niche. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're unsure. Jay, yeah, so I actually included Bourbon Street in my video today. Cause yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So I'm trying to get back to the samples or whatever specifically. But yeah, drop a 1 in the chat if you like niche. Drop a 2 in the chat if you don't like niche. And drop a 3 in the chat if you're not sure. All right. Okay. All right. I see a lot of 1s. I see some 2s. Memphis says 3. Tavon says 3. Sherrod. So I love the crowd that we have here tonight. All right. 3. Never own. I like that. Tiger. I like that. I definitely like the responses with 3. 2s, I'm really talking to y'all tonight, and 1s, I'm talking to y'all as well. So let me pull the music down a little bit because, you know, I want to make sure I can hear myself or whatever. We're going to groove out, but I want to have a conversation. Absolutely, Peso. So yeah, Eddie, we live on a Wednesday. So here's the thing. Here's the reason why I want to have the conversation, because I honestly said I wasn't going to talk about this anymore. But a lot of we've been hard up pause. We've been hard on the niche people. A lot of us that talk about Middle Eastern fragrances. What's going on, DJ Soho? A lot of us that talk primarily, or a lot of our audience is people that look for Middle Eastern fragrances, that look for clones. You know what I'm saying? That looks for dupes, inspired by takes, whatever you want to call it. We go hard at niche because we call niche people schnobs. I've been guilty of that. We call them schnobs. And you guys know, I've always said this, start out like you can hold out. So one of the things ever since I started creating content for you all, when I go live, I try to give y'all a disclaimer. And I say, well, you know, there's not going to be any clone slander. There's not going to be any designer slander. There's not going to be any niche slander. So I love the audience that we have tonight because it's not all 1s, it's not all 2s, it's not all 3s. We have diversity. Here's one of the things. I want to set the stage for tonight. And I want to let you know where I stand because I love fragrance, period. I love it all. I have positioned myself in this community. I tell y'all guys, I'm like your cousin. I'm your fragrance cousin. We got some unks. We got some nephews. I'm the cousin. I'm kind of in between, you know. We got some aunties and we got some nieces, but I'm cousins. You know, cousins is, you right. See, but I love older people. So I hang a lot with my uncles, you know, and my aunties. And I kick it, you know, and we got some grandfathers in here too. And you know, but when me and the cousins get together, we kind of act up, you know, but we're setting a precedent. We're trying to set the best example for the nieces and the nephews. Y'all following me. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So if you're following me, yeah, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're following me. And we're building a crowd. So let's get to 50 likes tonight. If you're watching, let's get to 50 likes. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get to 50 likes because it lets everybody know that we're live. We're setting a goal, 50 likes tonight. But I've positioned myself between those who are in the fragrance community and those people who are just new to fragrance. Some of us are on a scent journey where we're just trying to really discover fragrance. We want to understand the notes. We want to understand the accords. We really want to understand the nuances of the fragrance. There's another group of people who you just want to smell good and you just want compliments. And so you just want to know, does it smell good? How much does it cost? And how much does it last? Neither one of those sides is wrong. The problem is we keep pointing to the other side like there's something wrong. All right. So we went hard at the niche folks. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all always talking about people that like clone fragrances, like we the scum of the earth. But for all of my clone folk, we always talk about niche people like they God's gift. I used to, back in 2007, I was diagnosed with clinical depression. So I live my life middle of the road. Don't get too high, don't get too low. I don't have depression anymore, you know, but we all have gone through seasons or bouts in our life where it's like, what in the world is going on? And so that's what I wanted to set the stage for the conversation. So y'all understand where I'm coming from. This is not about Stephen A. about the list being subjective. This is not about the list being fluid. This is not about subjectivity. This is about removing emotion from the conversation, which is hard to do because a lot of why people don't like niche fragrances is less about the scent. I took notes. I wrote this down. It's less about the scent and more about accessibility, storytelling, and perception. If you don't remember anything else I said tonight, starting off, I want you to remember that. The conversation around why some of us don't like niche fragrances is usually less about the scent and more about accessibility, storytelling, and perception. All right? Accessibility. Some of you have already mentioned the price. Costs too much money. All right? If you think niche, we in church tonight. So these are my 3 points. Welcome to service. We having revival. So if you know, number 1, let's talk about accessibility, which deals with price. Let's start with this. Since we in church, y'all remember what this is, right? Y'all have seen this, right? Everybody in the chat, have you seen this? Y'all have seen this, right? Y'all know what that is. That's that top ramen, right? All right. But if I showed you this right here, which would you say is better? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. I know when you're watching live, it's kind of on a delay, so I'm gonna wait for y'all to catch up. I'm gonna wait for y'all to catch up. Dutch, we get into that. We get into that. So, top ramen. Or Maruchan. Which one? We're not talking about whether it's a struggle meal or not. Which one? Which one? Which one you rolling with? I'm gonna tell you which one I'm rolling with. Which one you rolling with? And y'all, and if y'all say this one right here, I'm gonna start to question some of y'all. But I'm gonna tell you something. I know it's too much salt, Rock Boy T. I know it's too much salt. I know it. I literally went to the store. You're gonna laugh in a second. I literally ran to the gas station. I ran to the gas station. I ran to not the gas station, the grocery store. The grocery store. The grocery store. The grocery store. Which one you rocking with? You don't eat. Big Jock, that's not true. I'm so glad you said that. Some of y'all being too technical, bro. Talking about, I know you probably go beef, but which brand? Which brand? Which brand? But I'm so glad you said this because it is not true. They do not taste the same. They do not taste the same. They do not taste the same. See, he said he didn't know there was a difference. There is a difference. These noodles are not the same, cuz. They are not the same. If you ask, let's play Family Feud. We surveyed 100 people. Are you eating top ramen or you eating Maruchan? I'm Steve Harvey tonight. This is going to win majority of the time. And I'm not talking about 60%, at least 70% of the time. I stake my reputation on everything. This is going to win. This tastes better than top ramen. But is the better, because I've had both. I have both in my hand. I've experienced both. But whatchamacallit says they both taste the same. Somebody may say, see, X Legacy says he got to go top ramen. Memphis, y'all are lying. You gotta win it. Now, this is one of those things, it does taste the same. Bro, listen, what I tell y'all, I'm not a fat kid at heart. I'm a fat kid in real life. They don't taste the same. I mean, they do not taste the same. They don't. The seasoning is not even the same. This is how I know y'all don't eat real food. Y'all got some terrible diets, and I'm not calling anybody out, but this is how I know people have not been exposed to things, because we say the same thing about fragrance, and that's not true. That is a myth. That's a myth. They taste different. They do not taste the same. Now, here's the thing. If you haven't tasted both and you've only been exposed to one or the other, you're going to go with what you've been exposed to. Is that fair? Thank you, Trail. There you go, Jason. They don't taste the same, but they do the same thing. And Niche Knobs got ramen at the restaurant. Absolutely. But I'm going somewhere. No, I didn't say top ramen is real food. I just said some of you don't eat real food if you can't taste the difference in food, period. If you eat McDonald's every single day, I wouldn't expect you to know the difference between something and something else. Like, And that's not a shot at anybody. That's just being honest. But the point I'm getting at is we do the same thing when it comes to fragrance. People talk about accessibility. So I'm talking struggle meal. They don't taste the same, but they do the same thing. Bro, you can do a test tonight. They don't taste the same, bro. And tonight you're gonna be like, he was right. The seasoning is not the same, and the noodles are not the same. The consistency of the noodles in Marichan is not the same as the consistency of the noodles in Top Ramen. I'm a fat kid in real life, bro. I'm telling you what I know. But it's all about accessibility. Is not just about price. It's about exposure. It's about exposure. And so we have a lot of people that are coming into the fragrance space. I see more of you guys coming in. Hit that like button for me. Let's get to 50 likes. There are a lot of people, y'all get off the noodles. We off that now. There are a lot of people who are coming into the fragrance space. They don't know what niche is. I had a similar experience to Suits and Scents. He talks about this. He thought niche was the name or a brand of fragrance. We have a large population of people, especially thanks to TikTok. All they know is Latafa. All they know is Afnan. All they know is Armaf. They don't know what the heck niche is, or the way we understand what niche is. But there are so many schnobs that discount these people because it's like, oh, you wear clones. I can't guilt you for what you have not been exposed to. So accessibility is a thing, because exposure does not excuse you, but it does make me more empathetic to understand where you're coming from. Now, we also have to talk about what's going on, Kev. We also have to talk about price. Let me pull up a couple of comments that some of you guys mentioned about. Dutch mentioned this, price A, because most times buying 2 to 3 clones is the price of niche. Retail price is expensive, but these discounters are open 24/7. Absolutely. I agree. Because what I typically hear from people, niche costs too much money. Who told you that niche was not affordable? Who told you that niche was not affordable? And while I'm talking about that, we're almost at our goal tonight. We're at 43 likes. For all of my people that are new, I asked a question. I said, drop a 1 if you like niche. Drop a 2 if you don't like niche. Drop a 3 if you're not sure. And the 3 things we're focused on tonight is the conversation around why people don't like niche fragrances is usually less about the scent and more about accessibility, storytelling, and perception. So for all of my people that put 2s in the chat and said you don't like niche, why don't you like niche? It's easy to say you don't like something, and you know. Exactly, Jason. Exactly. Lack of accessibility could also be a choice. Exactly. Because it's not so much that, you know, you don't want to, that is not accessible. And Stro, that's what we're getting to. We're having that. No, this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about, Jay. I'm not saying you're part of the problem. That thinking is part of the problem. Because that's not apples to apples, bro. This is not Shaq's versus Jordan's. See, that's what people do. Y'all start bringing in this weird stuff. Like Jordan won 6 rings, went 6 for 6. He's the GOAT. Like, you can't compete with that. Like, look, we're not doing that. Shaq's versus Jordan's is not an equal conversation. Shaq intentionally made his shoes for people who could not afford Jordans, who could not afford expensive sneakers. He was reaching a particular market, a particular demographic. Now, some of you, let's stick with this accessibility, because I told you we in church tonight, we in revival. So the first point is accessibility. Some of you would say that that's the reason clone companies exist. I say that's a myth. I say that's a lie. I say that's a lie. I say that's a lie. Because if the goal of clone companies is to save you money, why have you spent more money this year on fragrances than you ever have in your life? What's going on, Driz? I want somebody to answer that question for me. I want somebody to answer that question for me. Because I know somebody's thinking that. Like I said, Shaq made his shoes to offer more accessibility. Lattafa is not offering accessibility because Lattafa cares about that dollar. See, what happens is you think you're getting more because you're able to get more. So you're being like, yo, I can get 5 bottles instead of 1. And y'all, this is coming from me. I'm trying to have a level set conversation here because we've always gone at the niche knobs. But if we're gonna be real and we're gonna have a real conversation, let's have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation. All right. Niche to me is more artistic than everything else. They take more risk than designers. I agree. I ain't even really including designers in this. Both are beautiful experiences. I agree. Clones are getting better because of the twist on the niche profiles. I agree. Tallwood says, I think it's the prices. I think we have made the price an excuse. I'm gonna get to that in the storytelling and the perception. Jason says, I'm not a niche snob, but I only wear niche because my nose has developed to the quality of the oils and the blends. I agree. Eddie says, non-fragrance enthusiasts will think niche means expensive, but it simply suggests the brand is solely in the fragrance market. It's a very good point, Eddie. Lattafa is technically niche. Argue with your... Oh, yeah. I've argued that. I like designer scents that a majority of people like. Niche often are more challenging to my nose and smell and sense of smell overwhelming. So that, Chad, is part of the storytelling and the perception, because a lot of times we associate niche with like oud and these dark, mysterious, like animalic fragrances. And that can be true. That can be true. But there's such a thing as commercial or mainstream niche. Parfums de Marley is not reinventing the wheel. I'm a Bond guy. Bond is not reinventing the wheel. Initia, someone like, Killian kind of toes the line there. But they make mass up mind games. We're gonna, oh my God, mass appealing. Mind games, actually, the price is not entry level, but the profiles are entry level. The prices are not entry level, but the profiles overall for mind games are kind of entry level. Somebody gonna get mad at that, but I mean, argue with your own cousin. Like, So when we say niche often is challenging to our sense of smell, I understand the perception around that, but we can show you a bunch of niche fragrances where it's like, no, that's just pretty straightforward. Like it's just mass appealing. It just works. All right. Larry says the price of most niche fragrances is way too high. I'm glad you said this, Larry, to justify spending that much money on one bottle. So, Larry, I'm not talking about you, but this is what a lot of people think. A lot of people feel this way. But I'm always enamored. I'm puzzled. I'm puzzled. I get confused when I see people say stuff like, again, I'm not talking about you, Larry, but then they'll go buy 20 bottles of something. See, y'all, you can't say this is the first time you've heard me saying this, because I've been saying this a lot lately. And I don't want people to feel like, well, Walt, what's going on? Like, are you saying F clones? No, that's not what I'm saying, because you got to get in where you fit in. I'm challenging you all. Number one, stop buying for a second. I know even that's me. I'm putting out content. We put affiliate links or whatever. I want you to take 3 days and stop purchasing. Don't buy nothing. Don't buy nothing for the rest of this week, because you don't have to have it. Like, if we're going to keep it a buck, like, you don't have to have it. Like, it's not a life or death situation. You can honestly probably put that money somewhere else. But this is what I'm saying. The price of niche is going up. The prices of designer is going up. Guess what also is going up? The prices of these clone fragrances are going up. I've been talking about, I don't have it in front of me, but say, for example, I've been talking about Muharib. This is Farid Al Arab. I've been talking about Muharib. I want to use Muharib for an example. Right now, this is $50 at Joma Shop. It's $49.99, $5.99 shipping with tax. So you're basically paying like $60. Muharib is their interpretation of Naxos. So some of y'all are going to pay 60 some odd dollars to get the clone. When you honestly, because I don't want nobody to think I'm lying. If you slowed down just a hair, and instead of saying, I'm gonna pay $60 now, because now the cost to get in the club is crazy. It ain't $20, $25 no more like it was, when we was buying Mason Alhambras and stuff. Quality is getting better. Perfumers are getting better. Influencers got to be paid. Like, it's just like capitalism. Y'all are paying the influencers. Now, I ain't got a check from not one brand, so you ain't paying me. We ain't paying me. And let me just say this: if you work with a discounter, that's not PR. That's called liquidation. When you get a package from the brand, that's PR. When you get a package from Joma Shop, it's called liquidation. When you get money to spend on fragrances from Fragrance by Perfume. Some of y'all gonna be mad. I told y'all I keep it 100. I'm sorry if I bursted somebody's bubble. It's called liquidation. It's called we got to sell this. It's not PR, and that's not hating. That's keeping it a buck. But you're gonna have people that's gonna go drop $60 with tax, shipping, all of that on the clone, and I'm like, yo, you take that 50, wait a week, wait a couple of weeks, just that and the third. You put another 50, you know what I'm saying? You put another 75 to it, you can get the OG from a discounter. And so what it all becomes about perception. It all becomes about storytelling. It all becomes about mindset, because we can't use accessibility. We can't use price as an excuse anymore. Because when you say the price of most niche fragrances is way too high for me to justify spending on one bottle, that's cool. But somebody told me the other day, they said, man, I got like 20, 30 bottles in the last month. And I'm like, that's not, from watching me, I said, that's not a compliment. Because number one, do you wear all 20 to 30 something bottles? Do you wear them? Like, do you wear them? Or do you only wear like one or two? that you really, 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 really like. Because let me just go ahead and say it. Let me just go ahead and put it out here. I'd rather you spend 200 sub dollars. Let's just say 200 is because you can get a lot of niche for $200 or under. So let's dispel this myth that niche is like expensive. $200 is a lot of money, but y'all spend $200 at the club. You spend $200 on an outfit. You spend $200 on a movie date and a meal. That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's expensive. But I'll be like, but bro, you just dropped 150, 200 on having a good time. And all you got to show for it is a memory and a couple of, you know what I'm saying, illegitimate pictures that you sent to some folks you weren't supposed to, and a couple snaps. We drop $100, $150, $200 like nothing. Just to say, man, you know, we had a great weekend, but I got to clock in Monday morning at 7, 8 o'clock. No. So if 200 is our barrier to entry, you can get a lot of niche under $200. You can find some Creed under $200. You can find Parfums de Marley under $200. You can find Bond No. 9 under $200. On a real good day, you can find Clive Christian for under $200. You can find Sergeoff. You can find Nishane. You can find Goldfield and Banks. You can find Mancera. You can find Kajal. You can find all of that for under $200. So I'm challenging people and I'm saying, why would you buy 22? First of all, if you're not a content creator, stop the madness. And some of y'all calling yourself collectors so you can be in these chats flexing. Stop it. That's dumb. It is stupid. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying it's stupid. I'm not counting your money. I'm talking to myself. I'm saying it's stupid because my bottles clock in. If I spend money on something, baby, you got to go to work, hit them streets. Yes, bring daddy my money back. I need you to go out there and make that money. So if I go drop money on this, no, you got to go hit the clock in. I need my money back. I need my money. I'm not getting PR from every. I spend a lot of my own money. I'm blessed for the opportunities and the bottles that I have gotten. I'm grateful, but I'm not such and such. I ain't gonna drop no names on it, and I'm not hating on them either. I salute them, brother. Who wants to pay for anything? Y'all, we mad at influencers talking about they shilling. All right. You keep paying for it. So I encourage everybody. I'm like, bro, if you have a collection, you need to pick up that phone and you need to start talking and going through that collection. You need to get some of that money back. It may take a little while, but you need to get some of that money back because that's correct. You know what I'm saying? So again, but to have all of these bottles of stuff that you don't wear just for the sake of saying you got it, when instead of buying 4 fragrances and you're not even gonna wear them, you can be like, yo, let me drop 100. Let me drop 150. Let me get something that's really good, that has amazing quality, that I'm going to get aware of and can be my signature scent. Because I'm going to look at the chat in a second. I'm going to get past accessibility. Want to get into storytelling because what has happened the same way that all of us clone people, and I'm using that term because people have separated us like it's the low class, the middle class, and the upper class. So you got clones, you've got designers, and then you got niche. That's storytelling. That's marketing. It's perception. So I'm not saying don't buy the clone fragrance. I'm saying, why do you buy that if you can afford this? Because you're saying I can't afford that. I'm like, yes, you can. I can show you. I can prove it to you. You can afford this because there's a difference. All right. All this goes back to exposure. There's a difference between either one of these being better. It's not even really about what's better. It's about there may be something that's more to your liking. There may be something that's more to your liking. I got another example here. I told y'all I went to the store just for this video. I gotta take this back or I gotta get this to my nephew or whatever. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loop. Who don't? I mean, you know, I know we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I know y'all love your different cereals. If you still eat cereal. I ain't ate a bowl of cereal in probably 4 months. Fruit Loops. All right, this is Kellogg's. You cannot sit here and tell me that Tutti Fruities taste the same as Fruit Loops. This is a big bag. This is a big bag. Who want these Tutti Fruities? Yo, you cannot tell me that this malt oatmeal bag of Tutti Fruities tastes better than Fruit Loops. But if this is all you've been exposed to because this is the only thing that was accessible to you, because this is the only thing that you could afford, then this is all you know. This is all you know. But if you've been eating these, one or two things is going to happen. The first time you go to try these, you're either going to say, oh my God, that's better. Or you're going to say, no, I still prefer the other ones. Because that's all you've ever tasted. That's all you've ever experienced. So that's why I'm asking people, I'm challenging people. I'm like, why don't you like niche? Because here's the thing. If you've ever flown first class, I don't care how much it costs. You're going to do everything in your power to say, I never want to fly coach again. If I got to save, if I got to hustle, if I got to make sure I book the flight at the right time, if I got to get a part-time job or whatever. See, the thing is, we spend money on what we want to spend money on. So I'm debunking this affordability myth. We're killing that. I don't ever want to hear anybody else say, niche costs too much money. That clone gonna cost you $60. Gone are the days of $25. And if y'all expecting that to get down to 25, then that means the next y'all, hold on, let me calm down. We pay $85 for Yom and Leo. $85 for 100 meal. Alexandria, ain't they at like 119? Joe Milano's, they $79, $80 when they drop. Don't tell me that niche costs too much money. So I'm not discrediting you. We at 48 likes. Let's see, some of y'all, I might not get to 50 because some of y'all upset with me. Y'all be like, Walt changing. No, it's about expanding. It's about understanding that, yo, you can't eat and I'm sorry to make that because see, that's a bad correlation. But I'm doing it for purposes of illustration. Cause bro, like I know rich people that eat Big Macs. So like, it's not all about a money. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about a money thing, but it's about a perception thing. It's about perceived value. You know, some of us like to flaunt our money. Some of us don't want people to know we got money. There are levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So I want to debunk myths because again, I'm going to say it again for those of you who may be coming in for the first time. Most of the conversation around why people don't like niche is usually less about the scent and more about accessibility, storytelling, and perception. Because here's the problem that we have when it comes to influencers, myself included. I've been guilty of this. Let's use some examples. Let's use 3 of some of the most popular clones that have come out. Game of Spades Wildcard. This helped make my channel famous. This is an inspiration of Bond Number 9's Lafayette Street. Is this better than Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street? No, it's not. Is it 1-to-1? No, it's not. So why do people come out and say it's better or it's 1-to-1? Gotta ask them. Now, you may like this better than bond number 9. You may like it better. But I'm not going to get up here and say this is better. I'm going to say if you can afford bond number 9, get bond number 9. But if you can't afford it, this is available to you. But here's the thing. When this first came out, it was $70, $80. Now you can get it for cheap now, like 60, less than that. But I'm sitting here like, okay, if I wait an extra check or two, I can get the OG because I can get it for under 200. You know how much I love this. This was the fragrance of 2024. This beat out Niche. This beat out Designer. This beat out every clone. Liquid Broom from French Avenue. Is this better than Alta Air? No. It's louder. It punches more. But all fragrances are not meant to be loud. Now, if that's what you prefer, if that's what you like, then you're going to say, oh yeah, man, that's better. What makes it better? It projects more. So if it's not the intention of the perfumer for the fragrance to project, are you qualified to make that statement? It's just an opinion. You have to ask the perfumer or the brand what the original intent of the fragrance is. Because a lot of times what I see now is people being like, yeah, that's not worth the money because it's weak. And I'm with you. There are some things where I'm like, no, that doesn't project enough. But I see people asking, is it beast mode? And I'm like, yo, like the OG is not beat. Like, look at the notes. That's why I say you're either on two sides of this coin. Either you want to experience the perfumery or you just want to smell good and you want something that lasts long and it clears out, you know what I'm saying, the gymnasium. And I'm not mad at that. Get in where you fit in. But don't discredit one side or the other. So all of my snobs, so to speak, don't discredit people telling them to get their money up. That's disrespectful. But all of my people that's trying to get their money up, stop looking up there like they're elite. Because here's the thing. Now we're getting to storytelling and perception. Those two kind of go hand in hand. You don't dislike niche fragrances. You dislike the narrative. And that's what I have positioned myself to change. I can't change the whole community. But as Jims loves to say, I can deal with my cul-de-sac. I'm not the HOA, but I'm the leader of my cul-de-sac. I'm in charge of the neighborhood watch. All the neighbors come to me. They say, Walt, we got this problem. I say, I'll handle it. I don't want to be in charge of the whole neighborhood. I don't want to be in charge of the whole community. I don't want to be in charge of the city, but I can handle my cul-de-sac. And so if you live in my cul-de-sac, we got to understand that it's like, yo, you don't have a problem with this. You have a problem of how people have made you feel you should have a problem. Because too many creators, too many influencers, they push that on people like, man, you broke. Y'all, oh, them the clone boys. You know how many people like don't watch my content? They don't like, they don't subscribe, they don't acknowledge me. Now they will now it's funny how people do because they'll man, I watch you all the time. I ain't never seen you like, I ain't never seen a comment, I've never seen you subscribe or nothing. Now people show support in different ways. Y'all know how men didn't like big girls for the longest time? Like people want to come out now like big girls. No, y'all did not. I got to be careful because I want to say something else. Folks did not like BBWs. You was hollering at that BBW on the low. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people that may come across my channel, some of my friends' channel, some of you guys, and they be like, all they talk about is clones. I have told you guys this over and over again. I put out a video today about niche. It is not going to do anywhere near the clone videos I put out. Why is that? Because it's the hot topic. Why? Because people don't have a lot of money to spend. And so what they think is they're getting more for less when it's like you're spending the same amount of money. You're just buying, quote unquote, the same thing 10 times instead of just buying this thing once or twice and really wearing that. And you can't tell me, because you can't sit here and say, well, I'm a collector. If you're a collector, then you're not wearing the fragrance. You know how hard it is to wear fragrance as a content creator when you're constantly having to test things, wear things, this, that, and the third. So I was like, if I'm not wearing it, I know you're not wearing it. I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather you for the rest of the month. And this is me telling myself that. I'd rather you not buy anything, and I'd rather you go look at your current collection, and I'd rather you look at it and you say, why did I buy this? What made me buy this? Like, if I had to rank my fragrances, it's like, what are my top 10? If you have more than 10 fragrances, what are your top 10? And then everything from 11 on, put those to the side. Now look at your top 10 and say, what's my top 5 that I actually wear? Like, I like this 10, but out of these 10, what are the 5 that I wear the most? And then you take everything 6 to 10 and put that to the side and wear those 5 fragrances. And you're probably not even going to wear them 5. You probably really have 1 to 3 fragrances that you really, and really 1 or 2 that you really, 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 really wear. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people in the chat that's going to be like, bro, I wear my fragrances. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to the other people that's going to see this video. People that are just coming into the space. Because again, I've juxtaposed myself. There's this side of the coin. You just want to smell good. There's this side of the coin. You want to experience perfumery. Now, let's deal with another myth. Does niche always equate to the best quality? No, it doesn't. Because if you look at the poor man's definition of niche, is like they only deal in fragrance. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not Louis Vuitton. They're not selling bags and clothes and all these other things. It's like all they deal with is in fragrance. But that doesn't mean you're going to get the highest quality. A lot of people say that about Mancera. Mancera has a huge directory. They have a lot of fragrances to offer. But every Mancera is not highly, applauded. As with most houses. Nobody is Jordan. Nobody's going 6 for 6. I don't care what they say. Everybody has some misses. But it's the storytelling and the perception. So on the Middle Eastern or the clone side, you have reviewers that are out here saying this is better than that. This is 1-to-1. They trying to sell, bro. I'm gonna tell you how I know they trying to sell. And like I said, I'm gonna have some people get mad at me. I'm gonna tell you how I know they're trying to sell the fragrance to you, because when you catch them out in the street and you ask them what they're wearing, and a lot of these people have been caught on camera, you have never heard them say they're wearing a clone fragrance. They will get on camera and tell you to wear Liquid Brune instead of Parfums de Marly Altair. They will go to the event. You ask them what they're wearing. Parfums de Marly Altair. I don't want to say that because that's gonna come back to bite me. Now, if I'm talking about the big boys or girls, send me a clip. But normally when you see them at these events and they're getting content and they're doing Q&As and rapid responses, this, that, and the third, I've yet to hear anybody. But these are the faces of these brands. You're the face of Armaf. I've never heard you say you actually wear it. So with that being said, because here's the thing, people hate when they're being sold to. It's like the biggest scam right now, and this is coming from me as a coach. Coaching, webinars, courses. My God, it can be the biggest scam ever. This is the play. Let me help some of y'all, because some of y'all have been, you've been victims just like me. You get on Instagram. I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm gonna look at the chat in a second, but I wanted to get this out. You get on Instagram, you get on Facebook, you get on LinkedIn, you see somebody be like, yeah, I'm doing a free webinar. And they send you through what we call this click funnel, sales funnel. They all look the same. You have 1,000 testimonials and you have the sign up button 1,000 different times. So you sign up for the webinar. Before the webinar gets there, they're already, watch this, upgrade. It's called an upsell. I'm trying to help y'all. It's called an upsell. Then you get on the webinar. They don't really give you no information. But what comes at the end? Here comes the offer. Join my paid community. Join my mentorship. Sign up for my course. Every single time. Now, here's the thing. I do believe that there are some things you should pay for. If you want a shortcut to success, you should pay for that. If you want access to me because I'm successful, you should pay for that. People are like, well, you can just go out here on the internet and search the information for free. You're absolutely right. But I've already done all the hard work and put it all together. So I got to be compensated for my work. But at the same time, make sure you're actually giving people value. Y'all go sign up and join groups and you never actually hear or talk to the person that made the offer. The biggest scam ever. Storytelling right now. Influencer marketing is one of the biggest scams ever. Because these people aren't even wearing what they're selling to you. And so people now are starting to realize, wait a minute, we've been duped. We've been duped. You like, dang, so you mean all this time I've been spending this money? And it's not to say that you haven't gotten some good things, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. Liquid Broom, it does what it needs to do. This Refakit, it does what it needs to do. Is it better than Baby Cat? No. But I mean, it's good. But this right here makes you want to go smell the OG because you like, if this that good, let me go smell that. Wild card. I've pushed it. I got one right in front of me. Spectrate Ghost. Woo, boy, this is fire. But it is not better than this right here. It's not better than that. It's not better than that. One example of, if you see me pushing Middle Eastern fragrances, these are the ones I'm going to be pushing. And I've been talking about this. So you have Arabiat Prestige. This is Cold Opulence. This is their interpretation of Blue Talisman, but it's a twist. They just took the DNA and they added leather to it. It is fire. It is dope. It was like, we're not trying to get 1-to-1. We just trying to take it and be like, you know what? That's dope, but this would be better if they added leather to it. So that I'm not the savior of Fragcomm. I don't want to be, because Fragcomm is an interesting place. And Fragcomm is so much bigger than my cul-de-sac over here. I know that sounds crazy, but get your mind out the gutter. It's so much bigger than my little corner of the internet. Fragcomm is much bigger than the people that are in this chat. Like, Fragcomm is huge. Fragcomm is huge. But again, we got to start having sensible conversations, not emotional conversations. And so as we continue to have these conversations, as you continue to spend your own money and buy what you want to buy, if you like it, I love it. I love that for you. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm serious. I want to make sure we start saying things that make sense. So let's dispel the myths. Let's dispel the myths, because how much of your dislike or uncertainty about niche is based on what you heard versus actual experience? Because there are a lot of people that be like, that costs too much money. Have you tried it? Have you looked it up? You know you can get that for cheaper, right? Like, You know you can get niche and Ani for like $90, right? And probably cheaper on the gray market. Like, you do realize that, right? Like an amazing, you know what I'm saying, fragrance. Ingenious Ginger. That's niche from Goldfield and Banks. Like sub $100. What is this 30 or 50? This is 50 for 50 mLs. And the reality of it is you're probably not gonna wear 100 ml. It take you years to get through it, unless you have 1 or 2 fragrances and you're really wearing it. So you're like, yo, I'm gonna get one that really does me for spring and summer, and I'm gonna have one that really kind of does me for fall and winter. I'm gonna have a signature. I'm gonna have a date night. You know, so you know, like 5 or less that you're actually wearing, versus those of us who are like, you know, really in that collector space, in that creator space, where it's like, yo, we're constantly having to try new things so we can expose the community to new things. That's why I say, yo, go sample it first. Like, don't run out here. Because here's the reality of it. I challenge anybody that says, man, I don't like niche. Niche is overrated. I agree with you on some of those things. I think some of the things that we push, overrated. I think a lot of these commercial mainstream niche brands are glorified, expensive clone houses. But that's like, you have clone companies cloning clone companies. You have designers cloning designers. You have niche cloning. Like let it go. It's okay. It's okay. And I know I'm gonna lose half the room on that. It's okay. It happens. All right. So I know the chat is jumping because I'm way up here and I see that thing is way down there at the bottom. So let me see what y'all are saying. Marion says, okay, Blue Sapphire, I've sampled is very good, but I have found a clone that is very good too. And it doesn't have to be BS. And it doesn't have to be Blue Sapphire. So Marion, here's my question. Here's my question. If you sampled Blue Sapphire, and if you like Blue Sapphire, what stops you from getting Blue Sapphire? I just want to know. That is a serious question. And let me change something because these comments are going off the screen way too fast for me. Destination video. It's supposed to be 10 seconds. Yeah, if you have tried Blue Sapphire and it is very good, why would you not try to get Blue Sapphire? Appreciate you, Larry. Smartest thing that's been said all year, Jason. Get you a fragrance buddy, buy 100 ml, split the cost in the bottle. Nah, Will, I'm not behind in the chat. I just didn't look at the chat. I didn't look at it. I purposely ignored it so I wouldn't get distracted because we'd be here till 12 o'clock tonight. So I'm not behind. I'm not. I told Kicks to go to the bottom just like I just did. I started at the bottom. I didn't go up. Yeah. All right, MTL, I'm 100% for buying clones, have plenty, but if it's not out of the box smelling skin scent, I will buy the clone version. Yeah, I don't explain that, MTL. I don't understand that. Like, I'm 100% for buying. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. What's going on, Raf? I'm not against it. I'm just against senseless stuff. What stops me is sensibility. I can't spend $700 to $800 on a frag now that right there, I understand, because We're talking about there is a level to price. There are levels, because when you talking about getting niche for sub $200 versus getting niche for like 6, 7, 8. But even there are people who will tell you, you know what I'm saying, like this, but still spending $400 or $500 on a freight. It's kind of crazy work. That's kind of crazy work. That's kind of crazy work. I see you, Keith. Yeah. And Stro, you're absolutely right. You can wear both. You can wear both. You can wear both. The problem is that the clone doesn't have to be better than the OG. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But what it does have to be is good. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Part of my brain needs to hear a review of a fragrance after you've worn it a few times. Opening a fragrance in front of me and saying it's good or bad only gives me a certain acknowledgement. I agree with that as well. A lot of times I've even had to change this. A lot of times we get away with first impressions. But it's like, yo, you can't, like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, you got to get that thing some time. If I'm wearing a cologne, I'm wearing a cologne. If it's okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not. 504. I'm with. What about wearing a cologne and saying you're wearing an issue? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that because here's the thing. We are in a time now. 5 years ago, people would lie. Today, everybody knows what Lattafa is, bro. Everybody knows what Afnan is. Everybody knows what Armaf is. So just say what it is you're wearing. And that's why Jason is money bags. I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Appreciate you, Joel. Is it a coincidence or does it seem like your Wednesdays are spicy Wednesdays? Hey, man. I don't know. It does seem that way. But yeah, everything is, you know, because let's deal with a couple of myths. Niche fragrances are only for the rich people. That's not true. Niche fragrances means weird. We talked about that earlier. Somebody said that, you know, they don't like stuff that smells weird. It doesn't have to be weird. Niche means better quality. That's not always the case. Niche perfumery is exclusive or pretentious. So the thing with this one is fragrances really it's about perspective, not prestige. Y'all write that down. I told y'all who's in Bible study, who's in revival, whatever you want to call it. It's about perspective. It's not about prestige. And so what has happened because of marketing, there are certain things that we have come to believe is quality. Payless did this experiment. They changed the name of the store to Palessi and they invited in all of these high-end influencers. And these people were like, oh my God, I had to pay $1,500 for these. I had to pay $1,000 for these. And they're like, yo, that shoe sells for $69. So storytelling goes a long way. This is why we say, even when it comes to me, I appreciate you guys rocking with your boy and watching my content. Don't believe a word I say. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Get your own nose on it. Y'all stop getting at all of these influencers talking about they lying. No, none of them held you down and said, give me your wallet or your phone and went to the website, ordered the fragrance, and then had it shipped to you. Nobody did that. You decided to buy that fragrance and didn't sample it. And now you mad talking about some, man, that man said this was good. You should have sampled it. You should have got a decant. At this point, there is no excuse for nobody not to be able to sample anything. There's a sample of everything available. If it's a fragrance out there, there's a 2 meal or 1 meal somewhere. So both sides have to take accountability. Influencers, take accountability. Stop lying. Stop selling. I know that money is good and I know you're getting a check. But don't sell to me every day and then you want to go in this righteous camp. No, let me not say that because then y'all gonna think I'm talking about somebody in particular. I'm not. I told you I'm not gonna be that because I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just like, yo, influencers, I told y'all, creating content is an act of service. So we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to stop selling. Just talk about the fragrance. It's not better. Like, we got to stop that. We got to stop that. We got to stop that. It's not better. It can't be better. It might be more likable, but it can't be better. Can't be better. We have to be objective in that part. This is really good. They did a great job. It's not better. Now, when it comes to certain things about subjectivity, there could be some things in the OG that you don't like that a brand comes along and they like, yo, we gonna fix that. But what you don't like, somebody else loves. Prime example, Dutch likes, Dutch, I remember when he was talking about Silky Woods Elixir. Fire. I think the dry down is fire. That opening, ooh, it's tough on me. It's tough on me. So again, you know what I'm saying? What I dislike, somebody else likes. That's why it's like, we got to be careful of being like, nah, that's overrated. Nah, because it's all about perceived value. Who told you that you couldn't afford niche? Y'all remember when Adam and Eve had ate the fruit? And God asked them who told them they was naked? Like, bro, who told you niche was only for an exclusive group of people? Like, do you understand what it would like if a brand owner heard somebody say, yeah, the reason I haven't bought your fragrances is because an influencer told me I didn't deserve to wear them. They told me get my money up. And honestly, I'm in a place right now where I'm kind of focused on other things. And so really, you know, I want to experience fragrance, but I'm trying to just, you know, I got to take care of things and I really can't afford to spend that level of money. So, you know, Lattafa is going to have to do. Yeah, but then don't go buy $300 worth of Lattafa. That's on one hand, but then the brand owner would be like, who told you that? Who told you that? Now, brands will tell you that some of their products are for a certain group of people. People that have that level of exposure and that level of accessibility. That's everything in the world. That's clothes, that's watches, that's houses, that's yachts. It's not for everybody, but it doesn't mean that everybody can't get access. That's what I want y'all to understand. Just because it's not for you right now doesn't mean that it won't be for you at some point. And because we spend our money on what we want to spend our money on. The same people that say they want, and I'm not talking about anybody in this chat, I'm just talking. The same people that say they can't spend money on a $400 or $500 fragrance. You got a PS5, you got an Xbox, you bought something that because you don't need the game. You don't need it. You don't need it. You bought a new TV. You bought a new 100-inch. You didn't need it. You went out there and paid resale for some sneakers. Cause you convinced yourself, I just gotta have them. So that's what I'm saying. I'd be like, yo, you don't want to afford it. I'm not checking your pockets, but I'm like, but bro, you just paid $400 for that. You paid $300 for that. You bought that. Okay, I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you know what, bro? Do what you do. That ain't on me. That ain't on me. That ain't on me. 1,300. Yeah, see, Rock Boy, I understand that because that minerality in that, it smells great, but it gives me a headache. So in that case, but I explained that though. A lot of times when I'm like, yo, I don't like this. And so I went looking for something else. I like the DNA, but yeah. This might not be the season for you to put in the funds on a niche, but once that season is there, do it. It'll expand your olfact. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got 50 games at $80 a pop. $70. You buying the special edition of 2K. But you gonna argue with me. Nah, niche too expensive. Now, I'm not saying you need that fragrance either. But do you make money off of playing the game? I got a PS5. I don't know the last time I played it. I haven't played the PS5 since I played with my nephew. I haven't played the game since like August. Yeah. And it might have been the end of July. Yeah, I haven't played the game since August. You know why I ain't played it? Respectfully, I love PS5. I love it. When I have time. I don't have time because I'm out here with y'all. I'm working. And I'm not saying that juxtaposed saying get a life. No, I'm saying honestly, I don't have the time. Like I'm gonna hop on Call of Duty at some point and be like, ooh, let me take a load off. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have the time right now. I'm working. But what I'm saying is we spend our money on what we want to spend our money on. That's the whole point. So niche perfumery is not exclusive, is not pretentious. It's not. And so here's one of the things I want to say, because I told you I'm not going to be up here long tonight. Here's one of the things that I want to say. Don't let someone else's definition stop you from exploring. I'm going to say it one more time. Dude, I told y'all I took notes. Do not let someone else's definition stop you from exploring. I go back again. Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that niche was expensive? Who told you that niche was exclusive? Who told you that clones were better? Who told you that designers were overrated? Like, again, who told you? Because is that your experience or is that your perceived experience? Do you know that for a fact? Or is that what you've heard everybody say? Just like as creators, you have people out here that heard a person say, this is one thing. And you'd be like, no, it's not. It's not. So again, don't let someone else's definition stop you from exploring. And the reason I'm saying that, I want y'all to grasp this. I'm not here to make niche sound better. I'm here to make it make sense. Y'all like that, don't you? I'll let you borrow it, but remember where you got it from. I'm not here to make niche sound better. My job and my responsibility is to make it make sense. I think that's one of y'all channels or whatever, but make it make sense. If this is not the season for you to be, I wouldn't be buying anything. I wouldn't be buying nothing. I mean, for real, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Clone fragrances right now is like 40, like the low barrier to entry is like $50. It's crazy. Especially the things that are going super viral. Those are like $60. I appreciate that subscribe, Jules. So again, I'm not here to make it sound better. I'm here to make it make sense. Because when I started, I mean, like, I didn't even know niche was a thing. You know, I didn't know what the heck niche was. I'm a Bond guy. I've given away New York Nights. I've given away Tribeca. I've given away Lafayette Street. Do y'all know if I had enough? I'm like, come on, man. Because I'm a giver. That's my love language. I'm a giver. I get that from my dad. I'm a giver. That's why I've tried to do as many giveaways as I possibly can. I'm a giver. My family, they get, I mean, a lot. I'm like, I ain't wearing this stuff. Like, come on, man. So again, get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. 2 great places to start. 3, I'm gonna give you 3 great houses to start. Number 1, Mancera. You can go Mancera or Montal. They're sister brands. All right. You can go Goldfield and Banks, and you can go Nichonnet. Nichonnet is gonna be, well, Mancera is just as famous as anything else. But all three of those brands, you can find their fragrances easily sub $100 on discounters. Some of y'all didn't know that. Some of y'all mad at people because they holding up a Niche bottle. Oh, he a niche snob. You just spent $200 on 4 or 5 bottles that are not better than this. And for the like Spectre Ghost is nice. It's not better than this. Because if you smell that first and then I let you smell this, you can't look me in my face. The only way you can look me in my face and tell me it's better is if you institutionalize or there's an ingredient in the OG that you're allergic to. That's the only way. You've been in prison a long time. And I'm not saying that to be funny. That's a real thing. That's what I said about the, some of y'all didn't see. Jonathan, I pulled out the Tutti Fruities, bro. Because if I pull these out, hey, bro, you need some cereal. I'll send these to you for the kids. Versus the Fruit Loops. The only reason you say that is better is because that's all you have a taste for. And on one hand, we have a group of people who are coming into fragrance. All they know is Lattafa. But they've never experienced the other. They've never experienced. And so when they experience it, it's like, whoa, your mind opens up and you're like, yo, like, dang, like that's good. How do I get more of that? And you slowly find your way. Now, again, there are going to be some situations where it's like, I don't like that note in there, and that clone fragrance took that note out, and that's why I get that. But that is not the norm. That is not always the case. That's the exception. That is not the rule. That is the exception. And some of y'all have built cases on exceptions and not the rules. All right. Exactly. Tutti Fruities turn the dust when the milk hit them. Facts. There's a place for all fragrance at the table, but there's levels to the. I like that, John. I like that. I love that quote, bro. I like that. I like that. Jules, her confession's pissing me off. It ain't. Yeah, I don't like. I didn't care for her confessions when I smelt it, and his confession still takes me some time. But I got to go back to what John said. There is a place for all fragrance at the table, but there are levels to the tables. And for the lovers of perfumery, it is vital to try niche, indie niche, and so on. But Middle Eastern is still great. Absolutely. 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 You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. Exactly, John. Exactly. Exactly. And I agree with this, Henry. Don't let someone program you to what you like and don't like. Yeah, like, it's crazy, bro. Perez, one male. I think we all know who you're talking about. One male influencer who dresses very well has all of a sudden started pushing clone fragrances. It's hard to take him serious now. All right, Perez, let me help you with something. Because I know who you're talking about, and I'm going to come to their defense. Perez, I want you to start a YouTube channel. I want you to start a YouTube channel. I want you to start a YouTube channel. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm saying that to be, I'm serious. Because here's the thing. if you are trying to stay relevant as a content creator, see, the people that lose respect for creators aren't creators. And I do believe there you go. There you go. There you go. You can be Blockbuster or you can be Netflix. Choose ye this day. You can be Blockbuster and you can sit up here on this app and you can be like, I ain't changing. All right. All right. You gon' get left behind, because here's the reality of it. Clones, Middle Eastern fragrances, they get the views. This is why I'm having this conversation. But I'm not having, everybody don't like Cuba. I love Cuba. Honestly, Cuba Angel is probably my favorite reviewer. I'm gonna tell you why Cuba is my favorite reviewer. Cuba doesn't give a flying flip whether it's a clone, a designer, or a niche fragrance. Cuba talks about the juice. Cuba makes you forget that it's a clone, a designer, or a niche. That is a gift. That requires personality. That requires precision. Not a lot of people can do that. There are not a lot of creators out here that can do that. Some people have to lean into the fact that this is a clone fragrance. Some people have to lean into the fact that this is a designer fragrance. Some people have to lean into the fact that this is a niche fragrance. Instead of just saying, this is the fragrance. This is how it smells. This is my experience with it. This is how much it costs. This is where you can purchase it from. This is probably going to be your wearing experience. This is most likely who this is for. Does this remind me of something? Yeah, there's some nuances there, but the juice is either good or it's not. Perfumers don't care, so why do we? Hey, Driz, I'm with you. But nobody gets mad at them. Everybody want to blame the influencer. Everybody want to blame the brand, but nobody blames the perfumer when the brand gives them a brief and say, yo, we want you to come over here and do the same thing for us. Nobody question the perfumer, say you should have integrity and tell them no, because I'm all about originality. Come on, bro. I agree, Raf. If you hate or feel disappointed when you see a fragrance review lately, it's because you know too much. When you know too much, you have the potential to create content on your own. Raphael, thank you, but they're not gonna do it. They're not about this life. They're not gonna do it. They don't have the guts to do it. They don't have the courage to do it. I challenge people to do it every day. All they want to do is hide behind a keyboard. You know why? Because they don't like, you know what? Let me shut up. Because, yeah. Let me tell you something about content creation. Let me tell you something about content creation. I got an ebook called Blow the Whistle. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me show y'all this. Is it here? Do I have it? Do I have it here? I don't even know if I have it on this computer. Do I have it? Do I have it? I don't even know if I have it on this computer. Ebook. Ebook. I don't know if I have it. I have it. So that's crazy. I don't even have it. Let me see. I want to show y'all something. Then I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna show y'all something. Then I'm gonna let y'all go. Actually, where's the books app? I'm on a Mac. All of this is connected, Walt. Come on, Walt. Come on, Walt. Sorry, y'all heard me go off right there because I'm sick of people having something to say. I'm like, bro, get on this camera. That's my response to people now. I'm like, Okay. Can't wait to see your review. Dang it. All right, hold on. Kid. But Raph, they're not gonna do it. They're not about that life. I'm daring people. First of all, I'm like, get your money back. Yeah, I'm like, get your money back. But they're not gonna do it. It's easy, like I said, because it's easier to sit behind a keyboard. It's super easy. I just had a meltdown. I ain't had no meltdown. I'm good. All right, grow, earn. I'm gonna tell you why people don't want to create content. I'm getting ready to show you in a second. I'm getting ready to show you products. I'm getting ready to show you why they don't want to create content. Dang, where is this at? Where is this at? Where is this at? Where is this? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why they don't want to do it. It's a shame I can't even get in my own stuff. It's a shame I can't even get in my own stuff. Yo, how the heck do I get in this junk? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Books. They're not gonna do it. Because creating content is an active service. And I understand people have a lot to say about content creators. I'm telling y'all, it's easy. And I'm not talking about you, whoever said that comment about whoever you think it is that dresses well and talking about clones. All right, hold on. My books. Why is this not syncing? Why is this not syncing? Add to collection. My books. Add it. Samples, PDFs, my books. Come on, bro. All right, share. I'm gonna send this to myself. Yeah, let me send this to myself. All right. All right, I want to show y'all something. Let me see if I can pull this in. Downloads. All right. Can y'all see this? Y'all can see this, right? Let's go to class real quick. So this is an ebook. God, we shout out to 104. This is an ebook that I wrote. He said go to commercial. This is an ebook that I wrote. It's called Blow It. The Content Whistle. Quick Start Guide. How to find the audience assigned to your voice. All right. Y'all can still see this, right? I want you to go here. What does this say? Step 1, look in the mirror. Understanding your audience is key in mastering the art of content strategy, and being a master of such relies heavily on knowing who you are creating for. That requires you to first look at yourself. If you want to understand who it is you are called to reach, then you have to be able to reach you. Here's the thing. Look at this quote right here. This is me. Walter wrote this. Nobody wrote this for me. Too often people don't like themselves, so they struggle to connect with the people they are assigned to because they are a reflection of their own insecurities. Finding your audience is an inside job. I'm going to say it again. 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 Too often people don't like themselves, so they struggle to connect with the people they are assigned to because they are a reflection of their own insecurities. Finding your audience is an inside job. Knowing yourself helps you attract like-minded people who resonate with your offerings. Even though they say misery loves company, understanding your areas of struggle may present opportunities to identify the same in other people. So Raphael, they can know everything under the sun. They're not getting on this camera. They're not getting on the camera because they don't like themselves. But they don't tell you that though. What they do is they project everything on people in the chat, and they live through the bottles. God, somebody knows, boy. Y'all gonna hate me, but it is what it is. We done shifted gears. Yeah, the numbers is going down. It's okay. The numbers is going down. I got too real for people. I'm sorry. I got too real. It's okay. Yeah, so I'm done anyway. Yeah, no, like and everybody's not meant to be a content creator, but nonetheless, people allow their insecurities to get in the way of them experiencing something that's not familiar to them. So what we have to do is we create these invisible obstacles. We create these invisible obstacles and we say niche is too expensive. Who told you that? Niche is exclusive. Who told you that? No, you heard somebody tell you get your money up. That's fine, Bezo. I mean, you didn't have to announce that, but I appreciate the engagement. And I know you're probably being funny. Unfortunately, that's the way the game goes. That's life. It happens in absolutely. But people unfortunately, Fragcomm is full of a lot of insecure people. And we live through these bottles. And I understand that, fragrance, just like sneakers, like anything else, it gives you the opportunity, to bring yourself to the forefront and help you get over those insecurities. But too often we project those things, on other people. And we don't do the work, to really kind of help ourselves. So nonetheless, man, great conversation tonight. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, Great conversation. We got up to 88 likes. I think 104 was the highest that I saw. But nonetheless, man, yeah, full. But it's all good. It's all good, Jason. But yeah, man, listen. Like what you like. Love what you love. Okay. Like what you like, love what you love. At the end of the day. But stop doing things because somebody told you to do. Think for yourself. 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 Repeat it. Think for yourself. Say it again. Think for yourself. If you think for yourself, we never have to, I never have to watch another person get online and explain why I rock with clone fragrances. I'm so tired of seeing people come out and explaining why they do or why they don't. We are putting too much pressure on, like, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. And it's created a space where everything is repetitive, everything is mundane, and everybody's talking about the same thing. So that's my thing. I'm tired of talking about the same stuff. And Lattafa has other fragrances. Afnan has other fragrances. Armaf has other fragrances. But there are other niche fragrances other than Creed, other than Parfums de Marly, other than Clive Christian, other than Bond, other than like y'all, we love talking about commercial niche. My sin of the day, I never talked about it, from the House of Denam. This is a Japanese brand. This fragrance here called Arashiyama. Beautiful, fresh, almost fougere quality, but like bamboo, like the smell of rain. Like, take desert rain, because there's level to niche, right? Take desert rain and then take it up a notch. That's what you get here. How you only know about this if you're into like niche. You only know about this if you pay attention to Fragrantica and you see the new fragrances that they upload, because this brand is up there because they're coming into the US. You only know about this if you buy your samples from Scent Split and you see all the new fragrances they have, because this is up here. You only know about this if you're tapped in. That's what I'm saying. Even with niche, there are levels. So people be like, yeah, man, Parfums de Marly. I'd be like, all right, whatever. Bye. Talk about something. talk about something else. You know, that's not super mass appealing. Serjoff has, I think Ralph corrected me, I think it was rumored it was like 188 or at one point, and now it's like 133 or something like that. They got more than 100 fragrances. That's a lot of fragrances. There's a lot of things out there to get your nose on. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. And that's that Sony, coach. That's that Sony, man. That's that Sony. Look, it's gonna hit every time. It's gonna hit every time. Boom. Every time. Boom. Every time. Boom. Every time. Boom. Every time. That's that eye autofocus. Boom. Every time. We're right there. Boom. Every time. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Now that's my world before this world. I'm, you know, we was in the cameras and all that stuff heavy. I just brought some of that to the fragrance game. My last example for the night, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. This water right here is proof that people are easily influenced. None of y'all knew about Saratoga before y'all seen my man out there running. Yeah, the raspberry oud. Yeah. I got some coming. This is proof that people arrive at conclusions based on storytelling, perception, marketing, and branding. This is proof right here. This is proof. Like, if the ramen wasn't a good enough example for you, if the Fruit Loops wasn't a good enough example for you, hey, Jason, I got this so I could do my demonstration with Ebony's product. You're trading Ashton Hall. Let me tell you something. I got a couple of cases of water from Target because first of all, it was quick for them to bring it to me. Let me tell you something. And before y'all super PhDs get in the chat and tell me water don't have a taste. Bye. Get out of here with that. Water itself may not have a taste, but water has a taste. These brands of water have a taste. So I hate when people like water doesn't have a taste. Okay. 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 All right, if you say so. If you say so, nonetheless. But yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's what's up, man. It's not for me, but that's what's up. You good, Perez. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Appreciate that, Dread. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. I lost faith after Smart Water. Bro, I'm just like marketing, man. Marketing. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, do you feel the way you feel because of your lived experience? Raphael says this all the time. Get out and touch grass. It's easy to sit here and do this right here. Everybody can be a content creator. Now, all you gotta do is sit here and be like, man, it smells fresh. And I'm getting some freshness here, you know. Like it's super fresh. Like, oh my God, it smells fresh. It's like the best thing I've ever had. You know, like it's super fresh. Yeah, man, you should get this. That's all we see now. That's it. That's it. That's all we get. So anybody can do that. But the storytelling and the perception, like, what's your lived experience outside the house? That's why you guys have really seen me outside more. If you follow me on IG especially, it's like, bro, we got to get outside. Like, get outside. Get outside. Like, get outside. Get outside. Get outside and go smell something. Get outside and go interact with people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, yeah, David. I'm sorry. Like, it's a panty dropper, yo. Like, it's super sexy. Now, I've been dropping the sexy word a lot lately, so I'm to blame for that. But like the what did I talk about? What's the fragrance I talked about? That Muharib, I ain't lying to you, bro. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you. I live in the Northwest and water just south from me in California. Hey, that's wild. It's called Arashiyama from the House of Danam. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me wipe it off because, well, I did have a microfiber cloth in front of me. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's over there. So you can probably see it better. From the House of Danam, that's the name right there. There we go. It's focusing on my hand because of that bottle. Yep, Arashiyama. Nah, you're good at rough. But yeah, man. Yeah. So all of my people, have I done a review of it yet? If you watch my video from today, I did talk about it. I haven't done an individual review, but this is in the video I posted today. So I talked about this. I talked about a Latafa niche fragrance. So you should go watch that. I talked about, somebody can be like, Latifah got niche. Keep trying to tell y'all. I talked about the scent, the street scent in Vogue, and I talked about Bourbon Street from Heads Parfums. Yes, sir. Yo, coach. Yo, Keith, you crazy. But you're right, though. But you are right. You are right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So yeah, man, that's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. You know, I just wanted to get perspective and get insight on why people, what's the problem with niche? Like, what did niche do to you? Because I asked the niche knobs, I'm like, what did clone fragrances do to y'all? What did the Middle East do to y'all? You know what I'm saying? You know, and now it's like, you know. So yeah, I just want people to shift, you know what I'm saying, their perspective. That's all. I want people to shift their perspective. Again, I'm not trying to make niche sound better. I'm just trying to make it make sense. Right? And the story is everything. Because whether it's a niche, whether it's a designer, whether it's a clone fragrance, the goal is the same. The goal is for you to smell like you. For you to smell like yourself. Stop letting the label define what your experience is. Let your experience define what the label is. It's all about it's all about your lived, your worn experience with the fragrance. But we are letting influencers get away with highway murder. Latifah Dynasty Latifah Dynasty is very well done. It is a niche quality clone. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I guarantee the next surge off releases will be. I agree. I believe that, sir. I believe that, Ralph. I believe that. And that's my thing with I'm kind of what I am excited about is that the ridiculous surge in niche fragrances, in clone fragrances, has forced people back to the drawing board. You saw what Parfums de Marley did. They were like, okay, but we got to go make something different. We got to go make something different. I want y'all got to start paying. Name me one influencer that's a macro creator that's over 100K that talks about niche that's not mainstream. I'll wait. I agree, Ref. The goal is to make your own memories with the perfume or perfumes you select. Absolutely. But y'all, hey, bro, get that Alexandria 2. I mean, if look, I'm gonna give you my recommendations. Your first 3. Alexandria 2, Naxos, and Via Cavour. I know Dutch would give you a host of others, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But no, real talk. Y'all, you tell me a macro influencer, which means they have over 100K. Tell me a macro influencer that talks about niche fragrances outside of the commercial mainstream niche. I'll wait. And so when you smell the direction that Parfums de Marley is going, you're like, ooh, like what is this? And I haven't even smelled them yet. I haven't got my nose on them yet. I've been trying to, but no, you know. And folks is like, this is different. Let's keep it a buck. Gents does not talk about anything outside of mainstream niche. And I love Gents. I don't have 100K, but I received that. And Cuba is my favorite creator. Cuba dabbles in Cuba is like 90% mainstream niche. He dabbles here and there in some other things. That Clark, that's the first person that came to mind. Justin is Justin will too, because that's just Justin. But the niche fragrance collector is the first person that came to mind, and Justin was the second. But for the most part, you're not gonna hear it because it's not popular. It's not popular. It's not a popular. It is a, pun intended, it is a very niche brand. Now, respectfully, Dame, here's my question. And I'm not casting aspersions. This is a real question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? And you know what I'm asking? Because I rock with Cuba heavy. But I'm like, did he already know Chris? Did he already know Chris? Or was this like he came to know Chris through the product and it's like, yo, like I'm locked in? I don't think it's wrong either way. But I honestly was just asking. Smells Like Rome is another, yeah. But like I said, these are not, it's not a popular thing. If you think about the amount of people that are creating content and people that are like in that large, like they have 100,000 plus subs, like specifically on YouTube. It's not like, that's when you're really, really, really into niche. Like you're into niche. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like I've been blessed, man, to be getting my nose on some stuff that is like, okay, I wouldn't have known about this. You know, like this fragrance right here. Shout out to Black Aroma. Like I would not have known about this if it wasn't for them. And this is fire. This is super dope. Like Corner Barcelona. I wouldn't have known about them if it wasn't for Jason and Gems. This joint right here, which oh my God, I can't wait to pull this out. Pause. From Denmark, this Sweet Botswana Mystery Mark. I wouldn't have known about this if it was for one of my boys. I wouldn't have known about this different, period. I single-handedly, I think, if I could be wrong, but I think I single-handedly introduced the community to this fragrance. I think. I could be wrong. I think. Could be. Yeah, Max 40. For example, the new Roja Elysium Noir is dope, but why are we not seeing many reviews on it? That's my concern. If you don't mix it up, your credibility with people. Well, Raphael, let's be real. Did Roja send out did Raja or Roja send out PR? That's what I'm asking. Yeah. Did the PR, because these people, Dedrick doesn't, I said macro creators. So you got 100K. Nah, David, it's more than you think. I'm telling you, Fragcomm is big. Fragcomm is big. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot, but there's a lot of people out here who are pushing some numbers. But that's what I'm saying. Even for those, they're pushing a lot of the mainstream stuff. Ooh, we got to 100 likes. I appreciate y'all. They're pushing a lot of the mainstream stuff. So again, going back to your point, Raphael, if you really love something, This is kind of tough because if you really love something, why not buy it? Or do you just say, you know, you're going to get the PR, so you just wait for it? That's what I'm telling y'all, man. This is a tough space to be in. That's why I don't hate, I don't judge, I don't criticize. Do I like everything that other creators do? No. And I know people don't like everything that I do and say, but I respect it nonetheless. Get your money, do what you got to do to support you, your dreams, your family, this, that, and the third. I just ask that you be integral in everything that you do. People gonna call you a shield, whether you shielding or not. So shield to the moon and back. Who cares? Y'all stop listening to disgruntled people who are jealous they ain't getting no PR. Because the only people that are calling people shields are people that are mad that they ain't getting no PR. That's a jealousy thing. And yeah, I said it. Yeah, we already said max 40. You see what I'm saying? You what I'm saying? So I'm like, is it only good because they send it to you? You know? You know? Because if you really rock with something, it's like, nah, I ain't gonna wait for the PR. I'm gonna tap in. It might go, but David, if you get it through a distro, you technically still get it from the brand. There are some yeah. They still send it out. Yeah. It just depends on who the distro is. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, do what you do. Do what you do. Facts. When you like something, when you love something, yeah. Agreed. I agree wholeheartedly. I agree. And the beautiful thing that I love about situations like that, because if Roja ever wanted to send Raphael some PR, well, we're going to send you some Elysiums. Go right ahead. I have them all. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give them away. Bro, I don't think people understand this concept, bro. Now, Sterling, I was with you in the beginning because I say this. But when we got to that third sentence where you say Lattafa Mashrabia is better than the original, I completely disagree. I have Mashrabia and I sing the hype. These people know I sing its high praises. But I've also said I still want a bottle of Smoking Hot because it's not better. Now, a lot of this could be subjective, but it's not better. It's not better. Yeah, Keith, but the problem is who determines whether something is trash or not? That's kind of the issue. Bruh, Mashrabia is fire. But y'all, this is what we're not gonna do. It's not better than Smoking Hot. Y'all smoking high. It's not better than Smoking Hot. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Yes, I am one of those people. I said this early out the gate. I was like, if we being technically, you know what I'm saying, Lattafa is niche according to, the definition that most people go by. But Lattafa actually has their own segment of niche fragrances now. But yeah, I'm trying not to, Perez, and I get it. Everybody has their opinion or whatever, but like, what makes it better? If there's something about the OG that you don't like, then it may be more likable for you. But if you're objectively looking at both fragrances, because the point of them coming out with Mashrabia is to try to get as close to the original DNA as they can. And just like French Avenue has the Veneno, there are other, Dua has their, I'm like, no, it's not better because the opening, you get that bright, crisp apple shisha accord that nobody has been able to replicate. Lattafa has gotten the closest, but is still not the OG. So yeah. Yeah, vintage radio is fire, yo. Now, I prefer vintage radio to Paragon. I prefer vintage radio to Paragon. Yeah, I prefer vintage radio to Paragon. Yeah. Yeah, I like what they did with vintage. And to me, the plum is a little bit, or it might be, I think it's Mirabelle actually. Mirabelle is fruitier. It's fruitier. Paragon comes off a little bit more powdery to me. And so even though I kind of like musky powdery fragrances, I'm a huge fan of plum. But yeah. Yeah, it's not better. That's real subjective. That's real subjective. But yeah, it's been real, y'all. So I got an important phone call I'm getting ready to take. And so I'm gonna holler at y'all. I like the original, maybe because of one of the many compliments I'm getting. I must admit, I've been saying my original. Gotcha. And that's the thing. If the clone is getting the compliments, like, okay, this is not Muharib, but Muharib is over there. It's been the most complimented thing I've worn in the last 2 months. It's crazy, but it's not better than Naxos. This right here is some beautiful stuff. It's not better than Naxos. But all right, y'all be easy, man. I'm getting ready to go. It's been real. Y'all, we have kept up the numbers tonight. Y'all have rocked in there with your boy. So yeah, man, y'all take it easy and yeah, be on the lookout for some content for the rest of the week. But I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Let's go. Let's go. It's been real, people. Don't let anybody tell you that niche is expensive. Niche can be expensive, but you can find a lot of niche fragrances that are cheaper than the $275 that Chanel is charging y'all for that Blue Day Chanel exclusive. So don't nobody tell me that you can't afford niche if you out here buying that. You buy what you want to buy. You afford what you want to afford. Now understand we are not all in the same place, but don't let somebody else's opinion, not even mine, shape how you have a lived, worn experience with your fragrance. So don't tell me that it's only for exclusive people. It's not. Don't tell me that it's only for the elite. That it's not. I'm not trying to make niche sound better. I'm just here to make it make sense. So listen. Don't let somebody else's definition stop you from exploring. Every fragrance is storytelling. Niche brands just tell different kind of stories. Some about memories, some about culture, some about rebellion. It's not about it being better, it's about it being different. The goal is to experience something new, not necessarily something superior. So don't come to me and tell me, well, I can't fool with that niche because it costs too much money. Man, you got a PS5 with 20 games. You got an Xbox with 20. Man, you buy resale sneakers. You afford what it is you want to afford, and I'm not mad at you. If you like it, I love it. Get in where you fit in. But I just want to know how much of your experience, how much of your opinion is based on actual experience versus what the community or what marketing or what influencers have told us. Y'all be easy, man.